In the Monster Hunter series, we've had a lot of really cool final bosses. Which one was your favorite? I'm going to go above and beyond here and give you my top 5. Now, I've been playing Monster Hunter since 2004, so I've had a lot of time to think about this, and some of my answers will probably surprise you. Now, how am I going to decide which ones are my favorites? Am I just going to go with my gut? Am I going to go with which one was the most interesting fight? Kind of both, but mostly the first thing. This is basically going to be based on how much I like their aesthetic, how much I like their lore, and just how cool I think they are. And make sure you subscribe for more Monster Hunter content. Let's get going. The Carcos was a really cool final boss. It's the first time we saw a cephalopod type boss, and his gimmick is really neat. Other than just being cool looking, he'll take the skulls of other monsters that he has in his kind of elephant graveyard dealie and use their abilities on you. The mystery behind him is really cool because it doesn't really reveal until the actual final boss fight. All you'll see is the arms wiggling around and you won't really know what you're looking at. Finally though, when you do get to it, you see that it's a cuttlefish, which is something really unique. We have not at that point, as I mentioned, really seen any cephalopods, and I think cephalopods are pretty cool. Number 4 is Dalamadur. The size and scope of this thing is really cool. The atmosphere is really awesome. Got this big lightning storm going, this thing sliding up a tower. It also goes beyond the scale we've seen before. Sure, we've seen Lao Shan Lung before, but this thing just feels bigger. Lao Shan Lung is just kind of waddling about trying to get away. This thing is directly attacking you. It feels like a real threat. Now, this was the final boss of Monster Hunter 4. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate gave us Gogmazios, or however you say it, I don't care. And Gogmazios is a really cool monster, and almost made the list, but the thing is, I never got to fight Gogmazios. For those of you who don't know the story, my 3DS got stolen before I got to finish 4 Ultimate. We never got 4 base here, so I got past Dalamadur, did some of the G-Rank stuff, and my 3DS got jacked. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now, a lot of people really want to see Dalamadur and Gogmazios return in Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'd love to see that too. I don't think we're going to see Dalamadur, although it has been noticed that in the Grand Hub area, there is a large skeleton that kind of makes the thing up that is theorized to be Dalamadur. We also saw a skull in the Rotten Vale in Monster Hunter World that a lot of people theorize to be, once again, Dalamadur, and have theorized that the entire Rotten Vale is a Dalamadur corpse. I'm not sure if this was ever confirmed by Capcom or anybody of any kind of note, but I think it's a cool theory, and it does stand to reason considering the Rotten Vale is just rotten elder dragons. Now we're going back to my early days of Monster Hunter. From Monster Hunter Freedom 2, that's where I saw him anyway. He appeared in Monster Hunter 2 as far as I know. A Cantor. Now, a lot of people say they like its snowy cousin Ukanlos better, or Ukanlos, I don't know how you say it. That's going to be a theme with my Monster Hunter videos, I'll be honest with you guys. But I always thought a Cantor was way cooler. To me, fire is a lot more dramatic than ice. Ice is a more understated thing. Like, cold can be scary. Cold is rot. Cold is silence. Cold is death. Fire is chaos. And I remember when I first saw a Cantor in Monster Hunter Freedom 2, when me and my friends were fighting him, we took so many tries to beat him, and then we just ended up kind of tossing flash bombs and stunning him and taking turns doing that. It took some doing to take this guy down. And I do remember him being the first final boss in Monster Hunter that I did solo. Now, bear in mind, I never got to play Monster Hunter 1 online, so I never got to face a Fatalis solo outside of the PSP. And I don't think I ever beat him solo in Monster Hunter Freedom, so I'll just be honest about that. So taking down a Cantor solo was a bit of an achievement for me. So, yeah, I'm comfortable putting him at number 3. The OG, the first final boss. If you played Monster Hunter Online, his quest showed up very rarely, and it's still kind of up for debate as to how you made the thing appear in the Gathering Hall. There are people who say if you take down 50 Rathalos and 50 Rathians, you're going to make it show up. There are people who say you have to defeat a certain amount of monsters. It has not been confirmed. The strategy guide that existed didn't tell you how to do it. And back in the day, this was such a rare monster because you could really only face him online. So, he's the OG. He's the first final boss, the first secret, and him showing up in Monster Hunter World was an event. See, I was never really a fan of Elatrion in Monster Hunter World. I just didn't think it was a fun fight. Now, I've had people attack me for saying that. Verbally, of course. Down in the comments. Oh, well, you're wrong. You're always wrong. And the person who said this had only ever seen one of my videos. You're allowed to think Elatrion wasn't fun without it being a skill issue. And that's just how I felt about it. Now, Fatalis was a super fun fight in World. It had the intensity of the fight with Alatreon. It had the sense of urgency, but it didn't feel like you were trying to kind of beat out the clock. Now, don't get me wrong. You only got half an hour to do it. You had to do that damage faster in Nuki, but it just felt better than Alatreon's fight did. But I feel like you're never going to top the feeling of finding it in Monster Hunter 1. Again, I've never experienced that, but, you know, kind of vicariously I can get an idea of how it feels. So what's number 1? Fatalis is number 2. Some of you are already mad about that, but remember, it's my list, not yours. So you feeling differently is not a problem for me, and my feeling differently should not be a problem for you. Yes, it's the new kid. It's Xeno'jiiva. Well, not the new kid anymore. Technically, the new kid now is Zoshia. Cool monster, don't get me wrong. I love that they're using the old lore and giving us a little bit of Elder Dragon weapon. I love it. Zoshia is cool, but unfortunately did not crack the top 5 list. Now, there isn't a single final boss in Monster Hunter that I don't like. I love all of them. I can honorable mention Gormagon. I don't know what the thing in Monster Hunter Rise was called. I can't remember. That was a cool final boss. Cool aesthetic, cool fight. Zoshia, as I mentioned, is really cool. The final boss in Base Rise was, probably the closest one I have to disliking, but it was still a cool and fun fight. There is not a single final boss in Monster Hunter that I don't like, but Xeno'jiiva, the look of it, the kind of lore behind it, that it's just a baby dragon that was just born, and the darkness of the idea that you need to take it out before it does further damage. This thing that was just born, a freaking embryo, guys. And its name even kind of incites a kind of cool feeling. Xeno'jiiva. It, like, a spirit or demon from elsewhere is what that kind of translates to. And that's just so good. And I'll say it. Xeno'jiiva is cooler than Safi'jiiva. I don't dislike the direction they went in with Safi'jiiva, but I feel like it should have still been blue. I like the blue motif to it. And I feel like, honestly, it just looked too much like Lao Shenlong. They could have done so much more to make it aesthetically unique. But don't get me wrong. The raid fight was cool. Safi'jiiva is cool. But it did not live up to the hype of Xeno'jiiva. At least in my opinion. So tell me what you think. Tell me down in the comments. What were your top 5? What was your favorite? Do you agree with my list? It's alright if you disagree. Just please do so like an adult. I'd love to talk about this. And let me know what you want to see in the future for this channel. Vae Victus, save awesome. Where's my Dragonator?